What's up, homie?
Nice to see you guys back, because honestly, I thought you all would have called off this week with the big news that's shook the country this week. Shout out to you two, homies, and shout out to everybody watching live. You could be anywhere in the world, but you spent it with us. You could be at the movies watching Superman or whatever, any of the other blockbusters coming out this summer. But B, Tate, stuff coming out of Washington is really taking us back a step, right? Taking us back years. I know this probably doesn't really affect you much, Tate, but B, how has this news of this week hit you?
Out of Washington, are you talking about my upcoming flight?
I am talking about that. Well, it's concerning that the news that's sweeping the nation. TSA said you can keep your shoes on.
Shoes on. Yeah.
What did you think I was talking about? Obviously, that's the biggest news.
Yeah, they now have. Listen. It could have been an outside chance of maybe a UFC fight at the White House. That would have been a good one. Yeah, man. It's one of those things. They now have technology to find if you have a shoe bomb, so that's no longer needed to take off your shoes. My guess is they probably had that technology for 5 or 10 years and had us being sheep and taking our shoes off.
Or digging in your pocket. Although, shout out to all my pre-check people. Shout out to you all. You all fought the good fight, giving in the capitalism.
That's what I'm saying. I'm mad now because I have the TSA pre-check and it's not worth anything anymore.
Now
mine's a little shorter, but
it's not really anymore. That's what got me. So I got mad at TSA pre-check. I don't know, 4 years ago, when the line started getting longer and longer and longer. I think it was 3 years ago. I was out in San Francisco getting ready to fly back. I did pack season for tomato packing out there in California. I'm getting ready to fly back. I see how long this TSA pre-check line is. I go over to this young lady standing by the clear booths, and I said, "Hey, what is this and how much is it?" They got me for another $200 to sign up for clear because I didn't want to stand in no damn line.
That's how they got me for clear too. When I first moved to Atlanta and I seen how disgusting their security setup was, I said I got to get this clear thing, because in Chicago, buying clear is a ripoff. But I had to do it in Atlanta, and I did not renew the next year because same thing you said, B. The line is just the same. It's the same as the general line, and they moved the clear line at Hartsfield. They put it downstairs, so not only is the line still long, not only am I paying $200 some odd a year for this, but I got to go further to get to that section of the airport and still miss my flight. Not doing it.
So clear is good in Pittsburgh right now, but they're getting ready to open a brand new terminal in Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh International Airport. So I don't know what that's going to be like. I might be wasting money right now on clear. I have no idea.
I've got some big news for you. That's more in your wheelhouse, Councilman Tate. Those MLB All-Stars. You didn't know I knew that phrase, did you? Yeah, shout out to Power. Don't we have you on record saying Ella De La Cruz is going to win the MVP?
I said something about, I don't know if I predicted or he'd be in the discussion. He's still going to be in the discussion.
He's going to be in the discussion, and he's not even going to be in Atlanta.
He's going to be in Atlanta. What are you talking about?
Well, last I saw is he wasn't a finalist for the shortstops to make the all-star rosters.
Outfield.
And he was just one of the many names.
All the players on our teams, all the all-stars are right there on the cover. You got your boy, what's his name? Crow Armstrong. and is it Reynolds? The Tigers got too many, and the Reds got Ellie De La Cruz and pitcher Abbott. So yeah, Ellie's All Star again. But go ahead and finish what you were saying. That was obviously not important anymore. But go ahead.
Yeah, I think the Reds have too many. 2 players is way too many for that team. But yeah, you don't have to worry about any of this snub talk. B, you represent. Well, I don't. You like the Detroit Tigers. They don't have to do anything with a snub issue, right? They've got 6 players going to Atlanta for the Midsummer's Classic. But I have a question for the both of you. The NL RBI leader, who plays for the Cubs, says he was snubbed, and Juan Soto for the Mets, he was snubbed. There's players for the Dodgers who had a big argument to be there as well. Is it time that the MLB do something about their voting situation? I mean, every All-Star game in every league is going to have snubs yearly. I mean, that's just what it is. But I think the MLB snub situation is a little bit more unique since they have a rule mandating that every team has a representative at the All-Star game. Is it time that we get rid of that rule?
I don't know, man. I think it's good for the fan bases of all the teams that all the teams at least have one there. I'm cool with that. I make that argument for them.
I'm with B Dirt on that one too, man. I mean, every team should be. It's the All Star game of the Midsummer Classic. And there's how many teams are in baseball? 30.
You have 30, yes.
So you get one player from each team is fair. I mean, there's obviously no max outside of one for every team. B Dirt's team got 5.
6.
6.
Oh,
6 now?
Wait, hold on a second. Yeah, they just added Mize, another pitcher.
Okay.
Give me 7. Give me 7 if you're gonna count the fact that Frankie Boyd, the Bat Boy, got voted in. We got the Detroit Tigers Bat Boy there too.
So because this type of stuff needs a discourse, and you two obviously just copy it off each other's paper once again. Here's some arguments against keeping that rule in. 1, undeserving players. Who is the Colorado Rockies All-Star? In fact, better question: do the Colorado Rockies have a fill in the blank All-Star?
I don't know.
There you go. It answers that question right there. The team that's dragging ass all through the major leagues does not have a deserving player. Tate, you said it best. It is called the All-Star game. If it's not an All-Star,
Hunter Goodman
why
is
are
an
you
All-Star.
here?
Hunter Goodman is the All-Star.
No, he's not.
He is technically.
Yeah, technically, because of the technicality. Yes, he's put out there because it is as my man Jack Bauer in the comments said, it is the exact thing of a participation trophy. Another thing that this rule creates: snubbed deserving players. I already said Juan Soto. You can't tell me Juan Soto. He won NL Player of the Month. How was he not an All-Star? 1/3 of the first half, he was the best player.
That's Fernando Tatis gets in, and Juan Soto is basically ahead of him, both as outfielders, in every hitting category and statistic. It's wild.
I don't think Juan Soto. Not Juan Soto. I don't think Fernando Tatis has 40 RBIs yet, and he's batting in a RBI producing position in the lineup. My man Seiya Suzuki has double the amount of RBI he has. He has 90 already, and he's not going. I don't know what to do. I don't know why this is a thing, and it is an exhibition. It is for the fans, and the fans should have some type of representation, but no matter who they're a fan of. I guess that argument sits for you.
Well, I think at least like Hunter Goodman, maybe not. At least in Tatis's case, he has a name, right? I mean, he's an all-star. Like in basketball, fans vote guys in just off name alone. They be having a bad season. So I would say in Tatis's case, at least he's somebody that you want to see. You know what I mean? So I'm okay there. Uh, would 63 RBIs with the All Star break get you in?
Say that one more time.
Would 63 RBIs with the All Star break get you in?
I mean, why should it though? I mean, they pushed the game back so far. I mean, we've almost played 100 games already, and
What
you're talking about
position?
60
Play like
RBIs.
87.
No, we're well over 90 now.
It depends on the.
Yeah,
It
we are.
depends
We
on-
are. You're right.
It just depends on the position, right? The
Yeah, I
position.
mean, I guess, yeah, you're
Yeah.
right, B. If you're a shortstop batting seventh or eighth, you shouldn't have that many RBIs unless you play for the Cubs.
Unless you play for the Reds. Ellie got 63 RBIs. Ellie De La Cruz is the only Cincinnati Red outside of Johnny Bench and Barry Larkin, who are both Hoffers, to have 100 hits before the All Star break and so many RBIs. Yeah, so he's like far as the Reds organization go, franchise go, he's already doing stuff some of the all time greats have done.
I probably would say if I was making the argument for you, what you guys say that the rule is cool, it does help broadcasters. It does help the league sell a narrative um during that break, right? Like, oh yeah, this is why the game is great in Colorado. This is why the game is great in Miami. Even though we know the game is not great in either one of those markets. But we could cut the crap, but it helps them out. Tate, you guys are sending two guys to Atlanta. What's the first half report coming out of Cincinnati for the Reds?
Right now, they're 2 games above 500. Looks like the Cubs are going to lose tonight to the Yankees. The Reds they're down 3-2 in the ninth with a man on second with nobody out. So hopefully they'll come back here and catch the Cubs by
Who are they
again.
playing? Who are they down to?
The Rockies.
Okay.
Wild pitch. It's been our problem all year. We haven't scored runs consistently. We're among the league leaders in total runs, but we have games that we lose 1-0 and 2-1. We've lost 18 games we've been in the lead in. So kind of our bullpen has been letting us down. But I like to turn Hunter Green's been hurt. He'll come back after the break. A new young pitcher, Chase Burns. The Reds are getting healthy. It's just going to take a 11 out of 15 streak to get right back up. I think we're in like 3.5 games on the wild card contention. So I'm not worried yet. They're not as good as I thought they were going to be. I'm probably on pace to win 85 games. I said they would win 90. So they got to pick it up a little bit, but we'll see.
I think you said they will win more than 90, but that's for later.
If
That's
B
for
Dirt
later.
got the receipts, he can check him when it's time. But yeah, I said 90.
Yeah, we can look that up. We can dig that up a little later. Well, I'm gonna have you do some homework before I talk to B for a second. Tate, what's the Reds home and road splits? Why you look that up, B? What's been going on with the Detroit Tigers their first half? We already know they're the best team in the nation, they're the best team in the universe. But tell us something we don't know.
They're down right now 5-3 to the Mariners, so could prevent them from getting their 60th win before the All-Star break. It's going to be interesting. I think they're going to be buyers. I think they're going to try and add another piece or two. To your credit, Javi Baez has had a resurgence. I don't know how that happened. He is now an all-star again.
Wait. You know how it happened. He's El Mago.
Well, and he's also not playing El Shortstop.
That was the issue with him, but continue.
Well, but that, and he was just always trying to swing as hard as he could. But yeah, the team's playing really well. They play complimentary baseball. They hit a lot of home runs. Torkelson, got sent down last year, back down to AAA, was really struggling, and he seems to have gotten his mojo back. Riley Green is what he was touted to be when he was drafted out of high school. And then you look at the arms on the staff, bringing Flaherty back after they sold him off last year at the end of the trade deadline, and then Scobel is just dominant as can be. I mean, he's just been incredible. Mize has been great. So they're just really good team, really good pitching. The young guys, they've hit on a lot of those draft choices. So tip my cap. AJ Hinch has done a great job managing the team. I'm glad that the Houston Astros banged on trash cans. That's the only reason why we got it.
Exactly. I mean, and he's doing it without any trash cans this time.
Yeah, just some sunflower seed buckets. Just an exciting team to watch. And listen, downtown Detroit's been through some ups and downs. They have a pretty good revitalization going on over the last, post-COVID. It was started before COVID, but really post-COVID, it's really started hitting its stride. And downtown Detroit is better when the Detroit Tigers are a good team. So it's doing a lot for just the businesses downtown.
Yeah, Detroit as a sports metropolis is on the way up. They got the Tigers, the Lions, and the Pistons finally made the playoffs. But I think the Tigers, they're one chink in their armor. I don't even know if I can still say that phrase. Scratch that. Don't edit that. If there was a knock against the Tigers, I think they can add some more bullpen help, or maybe just arms in general at the trade deadline.
Blemish or a black eye.
There you go. A blemish. A blemish is better.
Real
what do you
quick,
think they can add?
Real quick, the Reds are down 3-2, man on second, 2 outs. They intentionally walked Ellie, so now the batter behind him is up. He's that player they choose to put on base instead of pitch to him. That's go ahead, B-Dirt.
Was that that was breaking news? We needed to know that Ellie got intentionally walked. Okay, all right. B, what do you think the Tigers can add, or do they need to add anything?
Well, I do want to say this too, Tate. We're on pace to win 102 games. I don't know that they'll keep that pace up. Number one, number two. I think we've got a really good rotation going into, like, you start looking at playoff baseball, right? Right now we have a 13-game lead in the division, so you assume that unless something catastrophic happens, you're now starting to think of what can you do for this team to build a playoff roster. And I'd like to see, oddly enough, maybe you get some weird speed and defense on somebody that's not like a really flashy name or whatever, that you can use for situational pitch running, situational defensive substitutions. And then I like our starting lineup as far as our starting pitching, but I definitely would like to see if we could get another really good arm in that after having, some injuries in the bullpen, to get a really good arm or two very good arms would be huge.
Tate, you got that road home split for those Cincinnati Reds?
I do. What you'd expect from a 500 team, thereabouts, 26-21 at home, 22-25 on the road.
That is about what I expect. As far as the Reds, their division mate, the Chicago Cubs, who I represent, they are number one team in the division. They've been battling for number one team in the league all season. Right now, they've been pretty average for the last almost a month now. I think if they lose tonight and trends look like they will, they'll be one game under 500 since I think the middle of July. I think July 15th is the day I want to quote.
July 15th is not here yet.
I meant June 15th. My bad. June 15th. They'll be about a game under 500 since that time. However, if you look at the entire season up to this point, the first 90 games, the Cubs have been smoking. It's just been recently, I think the injuries have caught up with them. Some of their offense has been it's been ebbs and flows with the offense. The only thing keeping us afloat, that bullpen. The bullpen has been amazing the last 2 months of the season. The Cubs definitely need to add another arm. They need to add. They definitely need another arm because there's only so long. There's only so much band-aids you can do on put on the injuries that this pitching staff has undertaken this season. Definitely need an arm, and we're not going to be a serious contender without another arm. We might even need to be in the market for a bat that can hit left-handed pitchers because the Cubs have been atrocious against left-handed pitchers. I think they are batting 240-ish, maybe under that, against left-handers all season. Not going to get it done. So I think the Cubs are still on pace to win 97-ish games. Should win this division going away, but those Brewers haven't went away yet. So we definitely still do need to have some work cut out for us.
The Reds just lost. Austin Hayes struck out, walk Ellie, smart play. Struck out, 2 men on, lose 3-2 to the Rockies.
Thanks for that breaking update on Cincinnati Red baseball, Tate. Let's take a break. On the other side, we'll talk about more stuff come out of DC, and this time it won't be what happens at the airport. If you're watching live, stay right there, buckle up. We got great stuff coming to you on the other side of the break. If you listen on audio, check out our advertising partners. They got good stuff for you to listen to as well. We'll be right back shortly. The NFL, in particular, the NFL Players Association, is not having a good week. There's been some more revelations uncovered by the legendary investigative reporter Don Van Natta as it concerns the collusion fiasco. And I want to talk about that, but something is more important that we got to talk about first. Fellas, you don't like ice cream?
I do like ice cream.
I'm an ice cream fan, but ice cream is no longer a fan of me.
The old man runs.
I do a little more of the frozen yogurt, not the ice cream really upsets my stomach at all. It's just calorically speaking, I lean frozen yogurt.
Gotta watch those cows at this age, B. Not that I'm at your age, but I'm more in tune to watch those cows. But I love a good milkshake during the hot summer months. Weather being as hot as it has been the last few weeks, what's the best way to cool down in these hot temps, guys? Like, I'm asking for a tier system, top 5. Do you have ice cream higher than like cold lemonade, or what's your all-time list of ways to cool down?
Are we going beverage?
You can do. Listen, if you ask me, the best way to cool down is to walk past one of them tall buildings. They got the AC blowing out the vent, and they just open up the shorts and let the current flow right through. That's the best, undefeated best way to cool down.
What's my favorite way to cool down? I see Tim in there. Margarita is definitely probably going to get some votes from me.
That's an undefeated choice. Margaritas after a long week, hot day. Margaritas, salt or sugar?
I actually no rim at all.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, no rim. Don't need it. Unnecessary.
I like a good Arnold Palmer. You know, that half iced tea, half lemonade. That's another, as far as beverages I like to cool down with. I'm literally just a recliner and the air conditioning kind of guy. That's me. But
where you at, Tate?
Kind of what B. Dare had to say. I mean, no particular order, just off the top of my head. The recliner and the AC, like AC is definitely one, and the recliner, just chill back, put your feet up, relax,
Yeah.
find something good on the tube. I did that today during the day. It wasn't as hot here; it was about 86, 87. But I kicked back, turned the air down to 70, and kicked back and watched the movie. Like, well, you're getting fined. See, when you got to host and talk, you get fined.
No,
But
no, no. I was saying 70 is cold, but I wasn't interrupting you. I was like, that is freezing. You know,
yeah,
it's
I mean, I like.
freezing.
No. We're not going to go down that bad. Dude, my wife wasn't in the air yet after I dropped her off at the airport. I had this at 68. Whoop.
You guys are a funeral home cold.
Good, man.
No, I'm with B Dirt too with that. I mean, now since I had my kidney transplant, like something changed. Like I get a little colder quicker than I ever used to. I don't know what that's all about, but it's been since that happened. But probably another one of my things are riding in the car. I stay behind glass. I never roll the windows down the car. I hate hearing the noise. I hate the wind blowing. Hate that. Always behind the AC in the car. Could be a hot day. You turn your AC on max low and just roll that thing out. Put in good music you want to listen to and just roll. Coolest place that there is also.
Hey, I'm with you. Hot take. Convertibles, overrated.
Yeah.
Overrated.
Convertible's not.
Give me the big sunroof and moonroof.
No, that's overrated. The sunroof is overrated. The convertible,
I'm cool with that because I like to crack that bad boy up just a little bit when put the windows down. But that's I'm good.
You're gonna get everything the sun got jizzing down on you. You get all the vitamin D is coming right through that sunroof. No, overrated. Convertible, me. If it has to be anything convertible.
A convertible, you're getting all the sun coming right down on you. What are you
but you got
about?
all the
That's a
breeze.
jizz with no protection.
I don't like protection anyway. Raw's law.
Classic.
Listen, so the football team in DC is also hot.
I got one more thing, man. One more to share.
What else? What else you got?
I got nothing like ice cold ice water. Period.
That is a Hall of Famer.
It is.
Yeah. Just the oldest one in the book.
Now, if I'm golfing and it's say 95 plus degrees, you have the cooler with the ice and it turns into ice water on the side of the cart. I dip one of the I got a towel just for like my wiping my face and my neck and stuff. I'll dip that in the ice water. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that's nice.
I like that we're talking about hot and golf course right now because B, I know you saw that video. Tempers got a little hot this past week.
Bang!
that was a great video. And listen, don't drink and golf. Don't drink and golf.
And if you do, don't call out an ex-enforcer from the NHL that's been in 160 plus NHL hockey fights.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. If you're going to do either of the other two, put your guard up. Don't let somebody just grab you by the collar and just have some decorum.
And also, if someone takes a disagreement on a golf course to the point where they throw you horizontally into a pond, fight's over. Don't come back. Just walk away.
I don't know, B. If I get thrown in the water, at that point.
Not that day. Nope, not that day. You gotta regroup, come back another day when your draws ain't soggy. That's it. Nope.
Not the soggy draws.
It's the worst thing in the world.
That could be jizzed up too, B Dirt.
Yo.
Freaky
Friday in full effect.
All right, man. So we got hot draws. We got hot golfers. The football team of DC is also hot in the news. Once again, a return to their original name is back in motion. But this time, there's a not so subtle carrot that's been dangled in front of that donkey that is named the Washington Commanders. The Washington Commanders, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to this.
Did you say doggy or donkey?
Donkey, jackass.
Got it.
I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but the Washington Commanders are seeking a new stadium. The primary goal is to build the new stadium in DC at the site of the old RFK facility, right? The team believes that as the capital of the nation, DC needs to have a football team there rather than closer to you in Virginia or Maryland, Tate. But here's where it starts to get spicy. There was a deal struck between the Commanders and the mayor of DC, Bowser, I think his name is, for a new.
Her name, Miriam Bowser.
I'm sorry, Mario Bowser. They got a deal. However, the DC Council has been delaying the approval of this deal. And why would that be? The District of Columbia owns and operates RFK Stadium, but the 190-acre land that it sits on, guess who owns that? Federal government and, the National Park Service. Moreover, the DC Council is a legislative branch of the District of Columbia, right? But it's primarily overseen by the federal government. See how it all ties in back into DC? They like that. So specifically, it's overseen by U.S. Congress, which has ultimate authority over that district. So do you all see where I'm going with this? Do you see that carrot that's being dangled in front of them?
I'm assuming that no decision will get made in the next 8 years then. But that's the average of how long it takes, government
Congress,
policy to get anything implemented.
But Tate, did you hear what the sitting president of the United States had to say this week about that team's name?
No, but I know the owner, Josh Harris, said it's not happening. He's not changing his team's name. He says that the football team identifies with the Commanders. So I wouldn't surprise me what the president said. I don't know what he said, but I can imagine what he said. But the owner's not changing the name. So, and the stadium, old RFK, my first 2 years living out here, 17, 18 years ago, I lived like 3 blocks from there. That's when the Nats were kind of new and they were playing their games there then. I could walk over and check out some Nats games. Used to do that. But they're going to eventually get that done. It only makes sense. They're currently in Lander, and it would be no further for me. Matter of fact, it'd be easier because I'd park at the closest metro to my house and ride the train all the way in. Don't worry about parking and all that extra stuff. So it'll be a lot easier to get to for people from everywhere because literally there's not going to be as much parking there as it is at Landover. FedEx now, I guess it's in Landover, Maryland. FedEx Field. So people with Metro, like they do the Nationals games. I mean, that Metro gets a lot of usage, good for the city. The Commanders coming in there, the taxes and stuff. I mean, the federal government, since the new administration has a thing for DC because towards the end of his last administration, they, the whole George Floyd, Black Lives Matter stuff was going on, and the mayor decided to paint that on the city street over there by the Capitol and stuff. And she was kind of defiant to him. So since he's got back in office, the current administration, he's been tough with trying to control a lot of stuff in DC and take over a lot of stuff. So doesn't surprise me that the nose is poking in all that business. And since Diddy didn't get in trouble, he may pardon Diddy for the crimes that he did commit. So doesn't surprise me. I mean, noses are poked everywhere, and we'll see. I think the stadium gets done. They've been pining for it for the past 15 years. I had a bad lease at FedEx in Landover, Maryland. And I think it gets done. Won't be I say next 3-4 years. It'll be done.
So this week, what he said is, quote, I wouldn't have changed the name from, you all know the name, fill in the blank. He also said that it doesn't have the same ring to it as of now. And he also mentioned the possibility of the federal government taking over DC, which will make the stadium situation, as he put it, his situation. B, I don't know if you've been paying attention to the back and forth, I guess, civil suit or the the suit between the federal government, the Trump administration and CBS, the back and forth between the Trump administration and Harvard. But it seems that when he has the money that you are looking for, he gets his way. Buy or sell. We have the Commanders get their stadium and they change their name.
Sell. I listen, there's nothing better than billionaires arguing with each other. I don't feel like the owner of the Commanders is going to back down, even if that means he's got to wait 3 more years to possibly start a new stadium deal.
It is also inferred that I think a lot of people have been doing some digging and they found out that Josh Harris, yeah, he is a donor to Trump. I mean, for whatever that's worth.
Trump's right-hand man was standing right beside of him a month ago or whatever it was, and now it can't stand him. So billionaires argue and are more petty than any people on the planet Earth. If they disagree, it doesn't matter if they're donors, doesn't matter if they're supporters, doesn't matter how they vote, doesn't matter. None of that. They want to win that argument, that particular argument. Elon's out. And
Josh Harris has a net worth of $10 billion. Yeah, he
the next one.
Like Haslam owns the Bucks. You know he owns the Phoenix Suns, right? No, he don't own the Suns.
No, your boy from the Cleveland area owns the.
Yeah. No, the dude he beefing with, that dude from Michigan, Mark Espy or whatever. Right. But no, Harris owns the Sixers.
Correct. So Josh Harris, like you said, Tate, he did come back and say that it's not likely that they change the name. I think he says that I think the fans have gravitated towards the new name is what we're rolling with now. But the previous owner said the same thing, said he wasn't changing the name, and then they eventually changed it. So don't think that what we say in public is binding.
Yeah, but I think Dan Snyder caved to change. I don't think he wanted to change the name, but he ended up changing.
And what I'm getting at is there's that carrot. There's that carrot. You need money for something. Guess what? You got to do for me.
But
that would be a cave as well.
Well, what carrot would it have been for him changing the name from the previous name to the current name? Like I mean, the Josh Harris has to stand on the politically correct thing to do. Dan Snyder was trying to keep something that people were viewing as that's not right. Like, hence Syracuse no longer the Orange Men, the Miami Indians are no longer their Red Hawks, and St. John's are the Storm. I mean, the Indians are the Guardians. All these teams changed that, and Daniel Snyder was fighting against that. That's why he had to do it.
Had to, no. Pressure. He was pressured, just like you said, pressured into doing it, and it ended up happening after years, decades saying he wouldn't change it. Why not make it again? He's got more pressure going back in the other direction, and now the money's on the table is pushing on that pressure. We got about 20 minutes left on the show. Let's take one more break, and we're going to close it out talking about something a little bit more fun. More football intersecting with matters coming out of DC. Once again, if you're watching live, stay tuned. Listening on audio, whether that's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or our Heart Radio or the others. We'll be right back after this. I don't know if y'all see my shirt, but Tate makes its return when, B?
On Wednesday, the 25th, I believe it is, of July.
That is correct. Wednesday, July 25th. We're gonna have all those
The
futures.
25th is 2 weeks from today. That's a Friday.
B, come on now. You gotta be looking back.
Hold on, I gotta look it up. Gotta look it up. I'm trying to find it right now.
Let's just say the last Wednesday of the month.
I don't think it is. I think the 30th is.
Which will be the 30th.
I'm trying to pull it up right now. You caught me off.
Pull it up. Okay.
Not pull it out.
Crazy. That's a bit crazy.
Up.
That's almost crazy, but okay. So, all right, but in any case, Pay Dirt will be back before the month ends, and we will have all your NFL futures bets and stuff that you can possibly look forward to, and maybe throw some money down on. But before you get all your bets in, you might want to brush up on those finer points of the big beautiful bill. Have you done your necessary homework on this big beautiful bill, B-Dirt?
I have not. No.
What about you? What about you, Tate? You live in the area. I know you've hear it all day.
I don't know if either one of you guys remember years ago. I used to follow politics real heavily. Was really opinionated and always saying stuff.
I do remember I had to mute you on Facebook. I was like, I can't do it today. I can't.
Well, yeah, I don't put energy in that no more. So I'm not hip. I know you said something about the Better Business Bureau taking on sports gambling. So that's where the Better Business Bureau came from. It's what you told me. So I didn't do any homework, basically.
It is not. It is not at all. He said the BBB, and I said Better Business Bureau ? And he said no. Big beautiful bill.
Oh, he did say that, but I didn't know that was correcting you.
You have aged so much in the last 40 minutes, Tate. So much.
You see, it's right there.
The one big beautiful bill includes a big ugly provision that significantly affects gambling, fellas. It's mostly directed at professional gamblers, the sharks, as you will. But the provision dictates that gamblers can only deduct 90% of their losses. And that's a change in the prior tax code that will allow you to deduct 100% of your losses up to the amount of the winnings. B, you know some professional gamblers. Would this be an issue?
To write off losses?
Write off less losses than you previously could.
Well, of course. I mean, anytime you listen, and this is MO par for the course here. I'll rewind it. In November of 2017, I started a job as outside sales rep. That January, the president at the time, number 45, same as number 47, changed the laws about writing off mileage, so I could no longer write off my mileage. I wasn't reimbursed at that point in time by my company for said mileage, but I no longer could write it off because I didn't own the company. Everything got a little murky for that couple of years. Now it's null and void. One thing I do get to write mileage off for is a business that I own. And the other, my main job, I get paid mileage for. So mute point now, but that I went through this. I went through not being able to write off as many taxes. Yeah, I'm sure if you are a big gambler and you can't write off as many losses, yeah, it's going to affect you. If that's what you do for a living and you're betting thousands of dollars every week, it's going to affect that for sure.
You've been in Nevada for the Final Four the last 2 years, right?
Correct.
You planning on going again?
Not Final Four, the opening week.
Opening weekend. Right. You planning to go it again?
Yes, sir.
In your, I guess, in your estimate, how many people were there for that particular event when you were there?
It's very, very busy. I mean, there were we one of the days, so we do different things for each day. The Caesar's Palace Sportsbook packed. You got to have reservation. You can't really get in. Like it's packed. We did an event, Hoops and Hops at one of your favorite places.
Is the hops is the hops that you make beer with, or
it is beer? Yeah,
okay.
It's a beer thing. But at one of your favorites at the Cosmopolitan.
Love a good Cosmo.
And it was the whole ballroom upstairs, the whole giant ballroom upstairs, and the place was packed. So I mean, it's one of the busier events for Vegas for sure.
Yeah, their Vegas representatives are upset. They've put out there've been another act pushed through Congress to basically reverse the gambling provision in the Big Beautiful Bill because they feel it's going to negatively affect tourism in their state. Nevada being the principal place for professional gamblers, right?
Yeah.
If you can only deduct up to 90%, well, that's not necessarily accurate how I'm describing it. It's more in the weeds than that. But it also negatively affects Native American tribes who own casinos. It's like that. Places where you want you want the sharks, you want the big money to come through. Tate, how much money you got riding on the football so far? How much money you giving me for football this season?
So far, we bet 50 on the Steelers versus Bears game.
Mm-hmm. You got to crank that up because I want you to make sure. Listen, you got to.
You want it to hurt a little?
Come on, that's family. I don't want it to hurt. It's a pinch. It's a pinch. Just a little bit. But I know you've aged a lot in the last hour. I want you to write this down for tax reasons. It's a $50 loss. Just tack it on there. In fact, get your beautiful wife Val. Make sure she keeps that under control. I'm pretty sure she does the taxes in the household.
Well, we have a tax. She collects everything. I give her all my StreamYard stuff. We got to talk about that too, but all that stuff like that. So yeah, she keeps up with it and gives all the stuff to the tax person. But yeah, I just report my spendings to her, and she does whatever she does with it. So you're right.
Behind every successful man is an equally smart, successful woman. You can't get there without her, right?
Got one finally.
Yeah. Shout out to Jess. But last thing on this, the Fair Bet Act is what that reversal act is what it's called, because all these people that voted for the bill obviously didn't read the bill. That is the point that I really wanted to get out there. Yeah, it was big. Maybe too beautiful that it blinded them from the words that was in it.
Too shiny.
Too shiny. Right. You know what else is going to be shiny? That foot the Bears is going to put up the Green Bay Packers behind this year.
Yo,
that's right. That's right. Last football question. Who's going to be the worst team in the league this year? Just off the top of your head. Rapid fire.
Worst team in
I got the Saints.
That's a good shout. It's a really good shout.
That is a good one. I was going through. I'm like, the Raiders have improved. New England's improved. Titans.
They haven't improved. Didn't they get a quarterback?
They got a rookie quarterback that's unproven.
Yeah, those rookie quarterbacks, they are a gamble.
Saints, at least they got the number one pick rookie quarterback. The Saints got a late first or Show going the second round. But they got Show and they got the kid Spencer Rattler. So I feel like their quarterback situation is worse. But go ahead, Peg.
Yeah, their quarterback situation, their whole entire situation is worse. You know what? I feel like DC, while they're sticking their nose into all things football, why don't they take over the Saints? Just take them over. It's been too long. They've sucked too
I mean,
long.
could Cleveland do that?
Could Cleveland take them over?
No,
Or could Cleveland be the
take
worst
that
team?
bottom spot, yeah.
Not with Shedeur Sanders. I mean, he's the golden child. Have you heard Deion talk?
Yeah, I heard sweaty Deion talking. All right.
Speaking of Deion, y'all heard what he said this week about making sure there's a salary cap. Salary cap in college football so that he can cheat the way he likes to cheat.
Well, here's the problem with salary cap when you're talking about NIL. That's not a contract. That's not a contract that involves the schools. So in order for you to do that, then you have to divulge where the money's coming from and be open with the contracts. And that's not the way. Listen, basically the NCAA just opened the door and let everybody look at what they had been going on behind closed doors for years and years and years and said, here it is. We're just going to show you that it's going on right here. Now, you can't see the numbers on the paper. You can't see the money in the bag, but you'll know it's being exchanged.
Yeah. There's been a lot of exchanging behind closed doors the last few weeks. Diddy trial, as you talked about, Tate. It's too much. But out in the open, what is going on with the Running Through the Jungle coming up this week?
This week we did absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So I do want to apologize to some fans. I actually aired this week the Taj Brooks interview that we did with the Know-It-Alls because we were unable. There have been some changes to some things as far as platforms we're using and software we're using, and you're giving Tate a little bit of guff for aging this hour. I'm gonna tell you right now, I've been able to figure out the new software. So here I am. You know what I mean? I pushing 50, man. It is what it is. I'll figure it out. We'll be back. I think next week. I don't know if we'll be back at the regular scheduled time on Thursday. We'll have to figure that out with the fellas and when we can all get together and whatnot. But yeah, we should be back. We should be back soon. And going into August, we plan on kicking back up with some more shows.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to, if I can get my producer here to share a screen that I've put in the chat here, we do have the Pay Dirt NFL Future Special. So you're going to be team totals, division winners, the champions, the comeback player of the year, the defensive player of the year, rookie of the years, all those kind of things. Wednesday, July 23rd at 6:35 p.m. Eastern time. Because Central Time don't mean nothing.
That's what we tell Matt all the time.
Yeah, that was kind of a dig there. Yep, sure.
Central Time don't mean nothing. That's harsh.
Whatever.
That's just Chicago too, but the world does run off the East Coast time.
Show does.
All right, so
when you're home in Chicago, the games start at noon, right? NFL games.
Yep, that is the for all my life, noon is football time. This 1 p.m. stuff, it's weird.
I wouldn't mind noon games. I'll be honest with you. I like college football noon games.
Yes, that's Saturday for us, but obviously it's 11 for him. So does that throw you off too? Saturdays?
Now let me get brunch. Let's go.
You know what throws me off? When I go out west,
that will throw you off.
When I go out west, kicking with my daughter and all that stuff, and football is out. Football is on TV at 10:30 in the morning. And I was like, what is going on here? I haven't even had my eggs.
Well, yeah, it actually comes on at 10 in the morning.
Right, that's what I say. 10. Like I say, I'm rolling out of bed 10:30 in the morning. Football. I didn't put it in bets. Yeah, I haven't set my fantasy lineup. Touchdowns has already been scored. I haven't had any breakfast. It's a weird thing on the West Coast. I don't know how they do it, but it's a culture shock. But know-it-alls.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna kick it off to know-it-alls. What know-it-alls? Smash the gas, pump your brakes. You got a lot of shows. What's happening this week coming up?
A lot of irons in the fire, man. Sunday on the know-it-alls, we have the great debate show. We're going to talk about this or that. Is what it's called. This or that, the great debate show. So, like, we're going to take this year's All NBA team versus another all-time great All NBA team. Get some perspective. Talk about who wins and why. Talk about one of the all-time great defenses versus one of the all-time great offenses in the NFL. Talk about who wins and why. Baseball, pitchers. It's choices between starter, reliever, and closer. You get, it's set up. You got 3 options for a starter, reliever, and a closer. And you have to pick which one you pick and explain. We'll talk about with the live chat included.
Is that career or season?
Like say season. Like say you had your boy Jack Morris in his prime. You know what I mean?
So a season. So prime season.
Right. Yeah. But on your all-time rank, what you think?
I like that.
If you had Jack Morris and say, I want, because he wasn't a closer, but you want Randy Johnson to be a reliever. And, and a closer. So picking between that, but also we're not just sticking to sports. It's more than sports. Great debate show. We're going to talk about the each decade's all-time best rappers. So it's a team, like rappers from the 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, 4 of them. And you pick which 4 you would take, right? Same thing with country singers and movies, sports movie, gangster movie. So we got some different stuff we're going to talk about. Should be really fun. Open up for a lot of discussion. You guys are welcome to join if you want to chime in on some of this stuff. That's Sunday at 6. Monday, we have the Central Division Showdown. Got some summer league to talk about, Pay. I think I host this week, I believe, that show. Monday? Okay, yeah, so that's Monday at 8 p.m. We talk basketball. NBA. By that time, we might have a clear picture of who might be competing for the Summer League championship. I know that the Cavs lost last night to the Pacers. It's not a thing?
It's not a thing.
Those guys are competing, man. They want to win it. No participation trophies. Then
that is a literal participation trophy.
Those guys aren't the best NBA players, so they really want to win that. I mean, I guess not. To me, it's not like NFL preseason games, but maybe it is. On Wednesday, we have Smash the Gas, myself, Big G, and Curb. Then we transition from that to Pump Your Brakes, myself, Big G, and Triple OG Shannon. Hopefully their situations are better and taken care of. They'll all be back next week. Shout out to the homie Shannon. His son's supposed to be getting married this weekend. I guess that would be tomorrow, huh? But yeah, so no, that's what's going on with myself and the rest of you guys, the team. And I want to suggest, we did it last year, but this year we can do it even on a grander scale. I don't want to say we can do it bigger. We'll do it on a grander scale, right? The fantasy football draft for our league. We can simulcast on all our channels and stuff like that and just have fun with it.
I'm down.
That's a thought. All right. Over at Frustrated Chicago, recently we had a Jordan versus LeBron debate with one of the not characters, but personalities, right? Personalities from the Rats Forever Cavalier. We had Lil Relly Hall graced us with his presence.
I was watching when you told him, "Welcome, we're not snitching. We ain't telling Tate we found you."
He said, "Please don't."
MIA.
we found him. Him and my boy Q. They went back and forth about who's the GOAT. MJ and LeBron. Check out that video. You be the judge. Who's the GOAT? Coming up, we're gonna start doing our fantasy football previews for the Chicago Bears. Defense, quarterback room, wide receiver room, running back room. So those videos are going to be up. We have a brand new baseball show premiering after the All-Star break. And also, we also always will have the Cubs recaps and Cubs news shows brought to you by me over at the Frustrated Chicago Sports Fan channel. Always a good time there. Okay, so fellas, anything else? What any closing remarks?
I do. I got something I gotta get off my chest, man. You know, I worked in the restaurant business for a long time, but I joined the sales force, right? And you hear things about, you know, typical salesmen or scumbag salesmen, this, that, and the other.
I watch Mad Men. I've heard it.
I'm like, you know, listen, my company's great. I love what I do. I love the people I work with. We definitely have more of a mentality of do the right thing for the customer. The focus is always treat the customer right, treat the employee right. Everything else will figure itself out. So I've lived that mantra. I try to do right by other people. I do hold people accountable, thus the doing people dirty occasionally. And I got somebody I'm not gonna spit names here, but I'm gonna tell you right now, man, this is one of the most vile and disgusting things I know that happens out there in the world. I went over to my mother-in-law's today to fix a toilet. The plumber gave her an estimate of almost $700. And I asked what was wrong. Were they replacing pipes? Were they doing whatever? She said, no, they had to replace all the hardware in the toilet because the toilet was running. It wouldn't stop. And I said, I can replace the entire toilet for $180. I don't know why he's charging. She goes, well, he did give us a quote for that too. It was almost $1,500 to replace the entire toilet. Don't do anything. I'll be over after work. I fixed it. It cost $5.86.
Wow.
It took me longer to go to the store and pick the piece up than it did to uninstall and install the flapper. For someone to do that because you see an older lady that was home by herself at the time, her husband wasn't home, he was out working and whatever. Like, it's just disgusting to me, man. People be better. Don't take advantage of people like that. It's gonna come back to get him. I can't see that dude in the streets.
That's right.
Vile.
Capitalism is vile. I'm with you, B. My last thing, thoughts and prayers up to everybody in Texas, around in Kerr County, especially around the Guadalupe River Basin. Very tragic scene down there. I just want to, shout that out and hope that FEMA and whatever recovery or disaster prevention we got going on in this country still reaches there soon and we can get this alleviated. Know-it-alls. Any last words? 3, 2, 1. Well, that's it, fellas. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like I said, you could have been anywhere in the world on Friday night, but you're here with us and we appreciate it. Till next week. Peace.
Peace.
Let's go.
Mamba out.